Hey guys, I'm back with a new video, and this week I'm gonna do a what it feels like to be married 6-month edition, because now I've been married for 6 months. My actual 6-month anniversary was yesterday, so I thought what a perfect time to actually do a video. And okay, so basically I'm just gonna go through what it feels like to be married, because obviously I've never been married before. I didn't actually know what I was like going to expect. Yeah, so once you like move in together, things do change. Don't expect things not to change, because they will change. And marriage is such a thing that marriages usually break down when one person usually gives up or things just flip. So obviously domestic abuse, I would completely understand why people would actually separate after all that. When you like move in with someone in the same house, the thing is, it's best to say what irritates you than not say it at all. Obviously think about what will hurt the other person and what way you should say it in, because it might be a habit of theirs but you don't know, because obviously everyone has them little habits they have during like the day at home. And yeah, so obviously you may come across those like you didn't know. I don't know, he didn't like doing laundry and you never knew that, because every time you turned up to his house his laundry would be done. That's an example. I'm not saying my husband and me are going through laundry issues, but even issues like that can be like huge. Me and my husband have a lot of common ground, so we have a lot of things that we have in common, but then the differences usually tend to show up once you're living with the person. I think that's in most cases. That I've heard of some cases of like girlfriend and boyfriends like moving in together and then having to separate because they just didn't get along, because they weren't on the same page kind of thing. Marriage is kind of the same. Obviously it's like a big step in life, but obviously you could take it in a positive way and just move forward rather than holding grudges on like the little things, like you don't do the laundry or you don't do this, you didn't, I don't know, you don't lay the bed. But like simple things like that over time can become bigger issues depending on what your family situation is, but you can always get over that easily. You could just be like, okay, can you next time just bear in mind, can you just give me a hand in this kind of thing, and usually the problem is like solved. The problem lies when you don't communicate it and you just bury it in you, and burying it in you isn't actually a good thing, because over time you realize that so many things have piled up and now you're just arguing constantly and you're just angry over like the tiny things, like I don't know, you put onions on my pizza for example. You don't realize it all of a sudden, but you realize it over time that the small things have impacted into sometimes a really big argument. And just to solve that, it's just easier to communicate it as you're going along. And personally, I like to think of me and my husband as me and my best friend rather than me and my husband, just because when I hear husband I hear responsibilities, and I don't like responsibilities. That, yeah, I'm just that type of person. So me thinking, yeah, he's my best friend is more like, oh okay, he's just living with me kind of thing. It's kind of chill, he'll give me a hand in doing whatever. It's a bit more of a relaxed situation, which is my preference. Some people might actually like saying, oh, this is my husband and this is my wife, like mentally think that way, but personally I just think he's my best friend rather than he's my husband and I have all these responsibilities that come with it, rather than having a friend who's moved in with me and now we have to do everything together kind of thing. Well, not everything, but a lot of the house stuff together, we spend time together kind of thing. Yeah, so in the 6 months, if me and Jyoti have argued, it's usually just over that little things, but it's like a minor argument, and they're actually healthy in some way in a relationship. If they're constant, they can have a negative impact as well, but obviously then you will need to like sit together and just solve it. At the end of the day, marriage isn't all fun and games, so you need to have that trust between the two of you to actually be able to get through life, because if you don't trust each other, that's when things go downhill. So you need to have like a lot of trust in each other, thinking, oh yeah, he's gone so and so place, I know he's gone there, kind of thing, rather than having people interfere. Obviously I haven't had really many situations that people have interfered so far, but if they do, I certainly have enough trust to be able to say that I trust them, I trust him enough to be like, okay, whatever you're saying may be just utter BS, because I know where he's gone, because he's pre-told me. A lot of arguments can be triggered because of other people, so obviously the trust between you two is crucial. Just like in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, is actually just the same. So be prepared to like learn new things about the other person. I have learned a lot of new things about Jyoti since I've been married. I thought I knew a lot of him, but it turns out that I'm finding out more and more things every day about him. Just like tiny things, that he doesn't like this, he doesn't like that, he doesn't like this sabji, he doesn't like this and this subject. Like, I didn't know any of this before I got married. All I knew is he likes eating. Not that he doesn't like this certain type of sabji, he doesn't like certain things in like his sabji and stuff. And yeah, so that's basically you'll forever be learning new things about each other. You can never completely know someone. Maybe if you're like 60 years old and you can like read minds now, but until then I think you're always going to be challenged in that sort of way. Yeah, one thing I did learn about Jyoti, he takes forever to get dressed. He takes longer than me to get out the house and be dressed, so that says a lot. I didn't know this before, prior to getting married, because whenever I'd meet him out and about rather than wait for him to get ready in that sense. And I realized once I had married him how long he actually takes to get dressed. I'm fully dressed, fully ready, sat there waiting for him to get ready. So yeah, you always learn new things about the other person, and be prepared to learn new things and be able to adjust with them, I guess, because that's crucial as well. You can't hold grudges because someone acts a certain way. You just need to be open-minded in that sort of sense. One thing I really struggled, being Asian means you have a lot of jajia, tanya, mamia, mame, so all these aunties and uncles in the family. Learning the names of all of them can be a mission sometimes. Just take it, I would say take it easy. It was actually funny because half the time I wouldn't know who I'm talking to. Even after he was trying to explain it, I'm like, yeah, I totally get you, I totally know. Yeah, I didn't actually know who I was actually talking to, but yeah, that will take time. Just learn the main ones, and the little ones will just come by, and then you'll realize who they are one at a time, rather than just cramming everyone's name in one go. That'll be a mission. Yeah, the best part of actually being married might be a bit, I don't know, some couples like doing this, some couples don't. I like doing it because it's fun, but coordinating outfits, I find that so fun. It's just, I don't know, I like being creative, so I'm like, okay, let's create 2 outfits and let's match them in some sort of way. Let's see what he has and let's see what I have. And that's usually before I leave the house, if I'm going somewhere like nice and I'm gonna take pictures. Otherwise I can be like trackies all the way. Be prepared to share your bed, by the way. If you're a person that likes your bed like me, be prepared to share it. It's not easy because men do end up taking up a lot of the bed, but the thing is with us, I will have like this much of the bed whilst he has this much of the bed, right? So that's the bed in total, right? overnight, once he's like moved over here, like he's turned one side, he's turned and he's like down here, that's all mine now. I've taken it, that's it, it's mine. He's not getting it for the rest of the night. But yeah, one thing that I do find fun after being married is like you get to do things together, as in you can just wake up one morning, think I want to go this place, and not have to rely on someone responding back to you saying yeah, let's do this. I can just be like, I want to do this, do you want to come, let's go. Like that's it, it's just and done. And you can go anywhere, you can do anything. If you want to play tennis, if you want to go bowling, you can do anything that you like, or go to the movies, which are like mini dates, I guess. Yeah, but otherwise like mini days out, you can easily do them and not have to like wait for someone to respond back to your text, because that's one of the worst things I do, is having to wait on a text, and I'm like, come on, please be free, please be free. Sometimes they're not even free, but yeah. So once you're married, just make sure you have like the route of life that you want to walk. You roughly know what you want to do, roughly when you want to have kids, roughly when you want to, like, I don't know, go exploring kind of thing. If you like traveling, have a rough idea, because you need to be on the same boat to be able to do all that, unless you want to go traveling on your own, which is a different point of view then. But if you want to do it together, so just sit down and be like, I want to go traveling, let's do it this year, or let's do it next year. Or like kids, for example, some people like having kids earlier than others. Some like having it later on in life and like exploring their life beforehand. So just make sure you both want kids at the same time. So obviously if a mistake happens, it happens, but that's a different thing. But as in, at least you know each other, like at least you both know roughly what you guys want, and you can work towards it, rather than like just being all over the place and not knowing what you want to do and then struggling sometimes. So then that'll be fun to deal with. But overall, I think it's basically like moving in with the best friend, and it has its ups and downs. Just like best friends, you have ups and downs. Things happen, things go wrong, you argue, all this, that, and other. But overall, I would say it's actually a good experience. So if you want to get married, but obviously be on the same page before you get married. You both can't give up on each other. That's like the main thing. You can't give up. You give up, one person gives up, the whole relationship will fall apart. This is the same with boyfriend, girlfriend. They fall apart because they both give up on each other, or things go wrong. Because personally speaking, I think relationships can go a lot longer if you maintain them and it's balanced on both ends, and you have an understanding and you both want the relationship. Because if one person doesn't want the relationship, that's when things start going downhill. Yeah, so that's currently been my journey of 6 months, learning new things about him, planning things, finding his bad habits that slowly like coming out, learning all his bad habits. Well, I'm sure this goes the same, vice versa for him as well. And yeah, just learning how to deal with arguments, because they aren't easy, especially when you got two stubborn people on the same table. Doesn't help. But just remember, you need to be humble and just say sorry, or try and solve the problem. Just work your way around it. May not be the easiest solution sometimes, but it may just be worth it. So yeah, that's my conclusion to this video. And yeah, so give it a thumbs up if you liked this video. Comment down below if you found it interesting in any sort of way, and if you wanted a 1-year edition as well, so see how far and what I've actually learned. I might actually sit down with him in the 1-year edition one, but we'll see as time tells. And yeah, so hit that subscribe button, because there's 2 videos once a week. So every Tuesday and Friday there's an upload day, plus on top of that you'll get vlogs. So yes, why would you not want to subscribe? And yeah, until next time, stay fearless and keep going. Bye.